Hey, howdy, hey guys, HAYS, welcome to another video. Today, we are reviewing The Day the Earth Stood Still, the 1951 version. And as always, I'm gonna hand it off to Hoodie, who is with me. So go ahead, Hoodie.
Alright, you guys know the drill, I'm gonna get right into it. Alright, so the director for this movie is Robert Wise. He probably was pretty wise, considering he made a pretty good movie. This movie released on September 18th, 1951, and it made $1.85 million at the box office, but the budget was $995,000. We got some people in the cast here, and they include Michael Rennie, Patricia Neal, Hugh Marlowe, Sam Jaff, Billy Gray, Francis Bavier, and Locke Martin. And I'm going to get into the plot, but we will give you 5 seconds if you do not want a spoiler. Okay, and that concludes your 5 seconds. So the plot is the U.S. Army has surrounded a flying saucer that has just landed in Washington, D.C. A humanoid emerges and opens a small device, but a nervous soldier accidentally shoots him. A tall robot then emerges from the saucer and disintegrates the Army's weapons. The alien, Klaatu, is taken to a nearby hospital, while the Army is unsuccessful at trying to enter the saucer. Klaatu moves into a boarding house where the residents are widow Helen and her young son Bobby. Klaatu becomes a mentor towards Bobby. Bobby takes Klaatu on a city tour, and they visit the Lincoln Memorial. The two visit Professor Barnhart's house, but he is not there. The reason they do this is because Klaatu asked Bobby who he thinks the smartest person is that is alive. They get found by the housekeeper, but Klaatu gives her his contact information. And that evening, a government agent leads Klaatu to Barnhart. Klaatu tells Barnhart people on other planets are worried, and if that message is ignored, Earth will be eliminated. Klaatu returns to the spaceship, not knowing Bobby has followed him. He watches as the robot, Gort, knocks out 2 guards. He runs home to tell his mother, who doesn't believe him. Klaatu visits Helen at work, who reveals what his purpose is on Earth. Helen visits Tom to ask that he keeps Klaatu's identity a secret. Tom refuses, as he's already planning on letting the military know. Klaatu addresses Barnhart's assembled scientists that an interplanetary organization has created a police force of invincible robots, and then Klaatu and Gort depart in their saucer. And we will get into the fun fact, which is always pretty interesting. So the fun fact for this movie is that about 7 minutes into the movie, a radio DJ is seen broadcasting from a mic that's labeled WMAL, which is an actual radio station in Washington, D.C., and it's been in continuous service since 1925.
That's cool, I didn't know that. And I
didn't notice the DJ.
I didn't notice the DJ either. You said it was about 7 minutes into it?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't notice it.
Must have been in the background where you can't see.
Yeah. Usually it's stuff like that.
It's the small things that you don't notice.
Yeah, they do that a lot in movies. They want you to pay attention, you know? And this was my second time watching this, and this was only your first, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. Just making sure. Usually for most of these, it's probably going to be... Hoodie hasn't seen as many movies as me, but there's still a lot of these that I have not. I will be watching a lot of these for the first time, especially a lot of the older ones. What were your overall thoughts about it?
Honestly, I thought it was pretty good for 1951. I enjoyed it.
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. Sci-fi movies like this really catch my attention.
Mm-hmm. It did a pretty good graphics in it too.
Yeah.
Or special effects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely.
Now we're gonna do something in this episode that we didn't do in the other 2 episodes. It's called Up Down. It's where we name our favorite part of the movie and our least favorite part of the movie. And we will be doing this for the rest of them. We just forgotten the first 2.
Going forward, we will do Up Down.
Yeah. What was your... You can go first.
You can go first.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, sure.
My favorite part was actually just the whole, cartoon. Most movies, the alien is this giant, ugly creature that looks like this terrifying creature. But in this one, he looked just like a normal human being. Mm-hmm. And I really like that because I don't think there's any other movie that is like that. But we haven't seen. That we haven't seen. We never found out what species he actually was, did we? They didn't say in the movie what species he was. He was clearly different from the Gort character, who didn't even look like he just kind of looked like a robot, honestly. He didn't look much of like an alien either, but I like that aspect that he looked and talked just like a normal human being. My least favorite part there really is not that much I don't like. I would say probably whenever Klaatu leaves the house to go to the spaceship, he was kind of careless. There was the one part he dropped what was it, a diamond? His type of money, the diamond on the floor. He didn't hide it at all, and he didn't. I find it kind of hard to believe that he didn't look behind him one time during that whole walk to the spaceship that the kid wasn't following him.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't look behind it at all. And he wasn't too careful about getting back to the house. He didn't seem to really care about getting back to the house on time because they caught him.
Yeah.
And he also was roaming the streets a lot. And
no one else saw him.
I mean, there are people that would have known what he looked like because he was in the hospital. Mm-hmm. And, the doctors and stuff knew what he looked like. So I just didn't understand why he was, like, out and about walking like nothing was wrong. Because clearly somebody could have recognized him if they wanted to. Mm-hmm. Just saying. Other than that, it was spot on perfect. Loved the characters in it. And
the characters were pretty good overall.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the movie was, I don't know, probably, like, how it's the typical, like, son tells their parents something and they don't believe it. So, I mean, it's just nice to keep that and, not really do anything different. Even though the mother could have actually believed her son. I mean, eventually.
Eventually, that's what happened.
Eventually, she did find out. I mean, that's usually typical in movies.
I also like the part where all the electricity shuts down and they can't do anything. They're stuck in the elevator.
Yeah.
That was funny.
That was pretty funny. My least favorite part, that's kind of a hard question. Because there's really a lot in it that's really good. I guess it'd be kind of tied in with what you said, like how nobody noticed that he was outside and how, like, he didn't know the kid was following him. And so I guess it's pretty much just the same thing for our down.
Also, they never questioned what his first name was because he had read the name Carpenter on his suit, but nobody ever asked him what his first name was. So I'm just wondering what he would have said if somebody would have asked him, because Carpenter ain't a first name. Mm-hmm. I was just going to add that aspect to it. But, stuff like that doesn't matter much. Mm-hmm. Now let's get into the reviewing process. If you guys don't know how this works, go to our Strangers on a Train review where we explain the whole process. Yeah. As always, we're going to count down from 5 and reveal our final score. If we need to, we have a calculator in handy if we need it.
We're going to need to.
I feel like we do too. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 87. Oh, you said 81.
Yeah.
Oh, I said 87.
Oh, boy. So how do you do this? You just add them up and
you're going to add them up and divide them by 2. It's going to be, I'm going to say...
The average is an
84. So 84 is the official score, which is tied. I believe that's tied as our highest so far.
I believe.
I think so. Well, that concludes it for this episode. Hope you guys are having happy holidays, having a great day wherever or night, depending on what your time zone is. And we will see you in the next episode. Our next movie is An American in Paris.
Yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed this one.
All right. See you guys later.